Hi everybody, I'm Rinaldo Bonazzo from Entando, and I present you the advantage of using REST API in Portal to extend the reach of the portal. As I say, I'm Rinaldo Bonazzo. I'm over 30 years experience in IT, and my last project is Entando, the portal web CMS and web framework, all this in one platform, so you can develop your own web application in only one platform and framework. We choose to use the REST API. Why? Because with REST API, rich web clients can talk directly with your application, so you can do API to connect with all the rest of the world, and then can exchange information from your web portal directly in tablet, smartphone, and so on. REST API is useful because when you have to integrate, as I said before, with different clients, RESTful way takes less effort, so your developer can develop REST API in very, very few times. Standardized development, standard API, creating an API on a standard that already exists, make it much easier than reinvent the world. Our guideline, REST APIs need to provide access to data and services via standard JSON or XML-based API. All the Entando REST APIs resources need to be accessed using a base URI. Here I saw an example in this slide where you have application-based URL API/REST/language code, and then you can see that the API are also international and multilingual. All response need to be self-documented. In this example, I show you how to build a cart manager, and I present you the API method.xml. This is our way to manage the API for all the resources. In this file, you can see that resources have a name, a description, and what the name of the portal that can manage this resource. The method get and also the description of this, and the Spring who manage this API. The response class is present when an API needs to give back an answer at the request coming from the web. Sorry. The parameter requested in this case, for example, we have the ID, and we analyze that it's true that it's required. So the control on the method is that if it's required, you cannot answer if it's not present. Another method that you see, it's the post method. Who manage this is the cart manager bean. The method accepts to receive a card class in insert, and then do the operation. The second step is to define the bean. It's a standard Spring bean where you have a DAO to manage the card in this case. The card manager here, as you can see, we have all the method in this slide. Obviously, I'm not present all the method that we use to the card manager because the slide is not so big to fit all the code. We have here the get code, the get cards for API. It's receive a property named holder, and then you're going to search the cards for all the holder in the database, and it returns back a list of this card in XML or in JSON format in base of your request. The get card for API requires that you have the get property ID, so you have the ID coming from the web. Control if the ID is present or is exactly an integer in this case. You can see that we have built for this an API exception to be sure that to respond to our request that the API will self-documented, so in the standard way you receive an API code in a JSON format or in XML format that you can manage and present to your own application once you use our data. Here you can see some example of pages. In this case, it's an open data service build using our REST API for the municipality of Cagliari. If we have time, I can show you the page with this data and can maybe show how it works in the real world. What we can do with our API, we can collect the data from sensors in case, for example, of application that use sensor for bus, traffic lights, and so on. In case of smart cities, you can collect data from mobile app. So you can have in a mobile app a form that can connect directly through your portal and then receive the data and collect the data in your database. You can also collect data from third-party application and services like BI, CRM, legacy system, or big data. In the case, for example, we have integration with InfoBright or JasperSoft or Sugar CRM. You can also collect data from editorial staff who insert content inside your portal. All this is collected by Entando and exposed to the rest of the world on different application or different devices as a web browser, a mobile tablet, an intranet, an extranet, and also it permits to guys with disabilities like blind people, guys with who need to have a support of different technology to read the content on the portal. These APIs also permit you to give this data to all these guys. Some example of web portal we have done with Entando. We have, for example, the Italian Civil Defense Department, Italian Ministry of Justice. All the websites that you saw here have the principal request that guys with disabilities can access to all the information present in the portal. As I said before, I present you the page from the municipality of Cagliari where we manage open data and open services via REST API. We have a page for developers and we have an explanation how they can use it. We have also the API interface. For each API, we have a description and how to call this API. We can get resources, we can get contents, we can get images, we can insert content directly on the portal via iPhone, for example. Municipality of Cagliari have done a system to insert request from the iPhone directly on their portal. The guys who have the application installed can do a photo, and with this photo we are geo-referential data inserted, and then all this information will be sent to the server, and the responsibility of the service receive the information and can manage it. Go back to my presentation. I finish, I'm which you may be following us on Entando SRL on Twitter, and go to visit our portal and register on our community. Thank you for your attention. If you have some question, maybe. Yeah, we have an API based on OAuth authorization. OAuth 2 as authorization with a ticket and so on. We are using the standard at the moment, OAuth 2. Again, thank you very much.